Howdy, howdy, howdy! It's me, Statius Maximus, El Geeko Supremo with extra cheese, your honey bunny, Mr.KaPao! Hope everybody is having a wonderful, wonderful evening. We are gonna be playing some more Doki Doki Literature Club, so, well, let's jump right in. See, who should I show my poem to next? Let's go with Yuri. Dot dot dot. Dot 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 should be like an emote of mine. Dot dot dot. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh! Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guessed it might be after reading through it. Ah, so it's that bad, huh? No! Did I just raise my voice? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. Couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think that the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they try to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor really changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you could be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but in all things comes practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Nazuki could be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Nazuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? 1 second, folks. Me. All right. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing, it must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last, yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. ... I'm sorry to have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is very pretty. Much better than my own. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since it was our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you in a ghost, Yuri? Hoo. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, KaPao. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolized compared to a ghost. Lingering in your last few pieces of comfort, unable to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me feel happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll just have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. And to Monica. Hi, KaPao. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid of bringing things up. I'm much better off with going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha! Don't worry, KaPao. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it, KaPao. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Ha! Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Nezuki would write. And she's a good writer too. So, take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep! By any chance, have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? Eh? Maybe a long time ago. He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that could apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Nezuki is into the kind of things like that? Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably wouldn't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you to have to worry about impressing them or anything. Haha. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's just because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Me. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas are already scorched with a permanent copy of meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It wasn't too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. But he, on the other side, was looking in. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what to call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of poem has gotten really popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it could be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. Kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew, I guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even though they're being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I end up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. They read in tandem. I watch each of their expressions change. Mizuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Mizuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clear about the feeling of giving up. How could that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you had to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really doesn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and KaPao did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change anytime soon unless I came across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And KaPao liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Mizuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Yeah? That's not what I... Ooh... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're jealous that KaPao appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Ooh. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boob magically grew a size bigger as soon as KaPao started showing up. Nazuki? Nazuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls run towards me as if they noticed I was standing there. KaPao? She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. She could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective than this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out to the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, KaPao. Wait. There's a reason why we have so many deep expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, KaPao? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Let's go with... Help me, Sayori. Nazuki glares at me, drying up any words I have in my mouth. So instead I turn to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defensive that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. ... Sayori! Eh? Yeah? Everyone fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How could the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? KaPao? Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to inject her own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's your immaturity had made her upset in the first place. Excuse me. Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes. Stop! Mizuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Mizuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint a beautiful picture in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because, well, also, Mizuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Yep. Big and beautiful. Hells yeah. ... Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Mizuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So, this is why Sayori is vice president, I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah, it's not like I could blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You can say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get her. I would hate to see her get. Repeat. I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. KaPao, how about you? Yeah, I say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. ... I think to myself, I did learn a little bit more about the poem that everyone... I did learn a little more about the poems, the kind of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I could at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with a newfound determination. KaPao, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Let's boogie. Hee hee. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. Can't really say I'm not enjoying myself either. Sorry? About what happened earlier. Eh? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Mizuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise, they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, KaPao, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's hee hee. Every day is gonna be so much more fun. Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I say that more to myself than to her. It's easy to use Sayori as a internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, folks. I think that's where we're gonna end it for tonight. As always, I am MrKaPao, and you can find me on my social medias. There's my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/McKaPao because, well, I do a lot of stuff. You can also do a search for me on Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. Just look for MrKaPao, all one word, MrKaPao, and also Twitter, where you can follow me under @MPCalamity. Oh, by the way, I have a awesome new show on Nerdbot. It's me and my co-host Kurt Bros. We play classic co-op arcade games every other Thursday. Our next show is, well, this upcoming Thursday. Not Thursday, actually. No, I'm wrong. Every other Wednesday. And our next show is coming up this Wednesday, actually. We're gonna be playing a awesome classic beat 'em up. It's called Beat the Boss. You can catch us playing live on Nerdbot, the Nerdbot Facebook page, and if you follow me on Facebook, I'm gonna post up a flyer soon telling you what time we're gonna be playing the game. And yeah, hope you catch us live, and hope you enjoy it. So anyway, till next time, happy gaming.